Good morning. It's that time again. Sorry for the bad lighting. I'm just feeling a little lazy today. And it actually goes along with today's topic. And I'm really glad somebody asked it because I kind of forgot part of my routine just the night before last. So the question today is natural remedies. What do I use for joint pain and inflammation? All right, so if you have joint pain or inflammation or are diagnosed with any, say, autoimmune disease or anything ending in an itis, just to share with you some of my diagnoses: rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, MS, fibro. I had the brain issues, strokes. I have 5 cysts in my lower spine, spinal stenosis, herniated discs, and there's one more thing in my back. Oh, bone spurs. And anyways, so just to let you know, I know how to heal that pain. I learned the hard way. I went to doctors. I took all their drugs. I did all their everything and just got worse and worse. So thank God I learned that Mother Nature is smarter than man. But I don't know. Let me ask you this. Do you know anyone on pain pills that has ever eliminated their pain and moved on to a functional, happy, healthy life? All right. First, what we need to understand about pain. The one common denominator in all pain is inflammation, right? Anything ending in itis means inflamed, right? So, how do we combat inflammation and joint pain? First, by not contributing to it. Okay, so how are we contributing to it? We overwork ourselves. We eat high acid, fatty, and sugary diets. Sugar causes inflammation. It's the sun. Sorry. Okay, well, maybe if I hold it here. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we stop doing the things that cause it. So whether it's, how are you getting your sugar? Is it soda? Is it fake juice? Is it alcohol? Is it whatever it is? Okay. One thing I learned, and this was when I was healing from a wheelchair and I used to just sit in a heating, vibrating chair. And it was awesome while I was on it. But getting up, I'm, can't move and creaky, this and that. Well, then it dawned on me that what does heat do? It expands, right? So, yeah, if you're addicted to hot pads or heating, vibrating chairs or whatever, you might want to reconsider and at least shorten your time. Okay, so things that cause it, look at your diet, right? Okay, so that's number one. Stop causing it. 2, reduce it. How do you do that? Start introducing things into your diet that reduce it, right? So things like, I'll share with you some things I use, and I guess I'll start with this. Magnesium is awesome, whether you use an oil and put it directly on your skin or take a good supplement or eat foods that are high in magnesium, like, say, beans. Let's see, you could introduce ginger to your life, turmeric and cayenne. And when I talk about these herbs, I'm referring to the whole plant, the whole root, the whole. You can go buy your radiated dried powders in the grocery store and, you might get a little flavor, but you're not going to get the healing benefits. You can get organic dried stuff in health food stores that are pretty good, but as always, the whole plant is the best. So you can introduce, ginger, whether you're just making a ginger tea every night, whether you're adding it to your foods, whether you're juicing it. My favorite anti-inflammatory juice is, or this is just the basic version, I always add to it, but carrot, lemon, ginger, and apple. They're all anti-inflammatory, okay? And, whatever from there, I'll sometimes add celery or cucumber or beets or just whatever looks good that day. Other food, like cayenne, you can even sneak it in your fried egg, a little cayenne and turmeric. And I mean, not to overpower it, you won't even know it's there. Just give it a little flavor. So start adding these things into your food. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is freaking awesome. Put it in your coffee, mix it in your honey, or mix it in your cashew cream, or whatever it is. You can grind up the cinnamon stick with the coffee. Check out my coffee videos, tutorials. Also, let's see, white willow bark. Remember that? That's what aspirin came from. What's it called? Salicin or salic? Yeah, whatever it is. Anyways, that's the active ingredient. But again, Mother Nature knows best. Get the whole plant. Walk outside, get some bark, go to your local health food store, turn it into a tea. Okay, so as like essential oils, you can also use the whole cinnamon or use the essential oil or clove or what can I think? Eucalyptus, peppermint, wintergreen, hello Bengay, right? All of these creams, tiger balm, look what's in them. You can actually make your own. And another one that's really good is frankincense. And the gum resin, it's a boswellia, if you heard of that, the boswellian plant. And the gum resin actually has these terpenes that help regulate the immune system response and suppress inflammation. By the way, there's a bunch of information on the PubMed.gov, National Library of Medicine, and you can also find them on my website. I grabbed the links and copied and pasted all the text for you at mytrueessence.weebly.com, and tons of information about how frankincense is not only good for pain and tumors and such, but also cancer. Yep, in their own words. And they tell you that there's no evidence that, yeah, there's evidence on their own websites. Yeah, okay, so, so let's see, other foods like greens and berries and cherries and grapes. Oh my God, and pectin, which that also it helps produce prostaglandins, which again help your immune system response and regulating or diminishing the inflammation, which obviously when you first have a blunt trauma, the inflammation is there to protect the wound from not bleeding out or, whatever it is, depending on the trauma. But if you're suffering things like rheumatoid arthritis and Hashimoto's other autoimmune or even osteoarthritis or anything else, what's frozen shoulder even, tendinitis, bursitis, any of these things, adding these foods into your diet and reducing what's causing it can help. I also want to mention this, I almost forgot. And I talked a lot more about this in a show, I think it's called Health Made Simple or something. Go look in my health playlist, health and wellness playlist, and get more information. But I want to bring up that the United States is one of the only countries that recognize autoimmune disorders, whatever the name of yours is. So why is that? Maybe to keep us on drugs. Let me tell you, other countries, they recognize it for what it is, which is a parasitic brain infection. Okay, so what can you do about that? This actually helped me heal from my brain issues because, I lost my memory and I forgot these things. And then one day I came across that show that I did. And I'm like, whoa, shit. How did I know all that? And then I started listening and I'm like, wow, it dawned on me that made sense. So I started adding antiparasitics like black walnut or diatomaceous earth, other brain health things if you do have a brain issue or anything, ashwagandha, usnea, chaparral, those are really good. Now, dandelions. That's another good one for inflammation. They are dandelions, and again, you can use the whole plant, leaves, flowers, stems, even the root later on in the year if you want, even grind it up and turn it into coffee. But the lineolic, did I say that right? Acid in dandelions, again, helps reduce inflammation. What else? Okay, seaweed. Hello. Brown seaweed, and especially and specifically phrodiedhere. And again, you can go read about that on my website. I don't actually really, I'm thinking about distributing it again, but homelessness, money, stuff like that. So I'm getting settled, but you can go read about it on my site if you want to know a reputable distributor, by the way. Be careful, Amazon people, and there's been a few tricks and scams and things put out there, but it got me walking in less than 6 months. That was before I knew about cannabis oil, or was, when I was too afraid to try it and this and that, but that's what did it for me. So phrodiedhere, you can read about that at mytrueessence.weebly.com or anywhere you like, but there's a whole bunch of testimonials on there, so check it out. Everything from pancreatic cancer to... Anyways, let me move on because I think I have I'll try to remember everything. Okay, so the parasites, I mentioned that. Now, often when we are in pain or something's wrong, we think, what do we want to take? What do I do to get rid of it? And, what pill do I need to swallow, or what herb? And, as I mentioned before, it's usually, you should ask the question, what do I need to get rid of? What's actually causing it? So there's physical causes and emotional causes. Now, certain things we don't really think about, like when you're in pain, you just want this quick fix, this magic pill that's going to take it away. But what if we need to actually do something, the things we don't want to do, to help it go away? So I posted a little morning stretch bed video a little bit ago, and those are just the G-rated stretches that I could show holding the camera by myself. But stretch with long, deep breaths, okay? Thank your body for all it does, okay? And for getting you through the day and for quick recovery and healing, okay? Ask your body, what is this pain trying to tell you? So if you are familiar with that, you can, or not, go check out Louise Hay. You can heal your life, I think maybe the book is called, and it talks about the different body parts and the different emotions corresponding to it. So use that as a guide, and then you can always ask yourself, okay, why is my neck hurting so bad? Am I being a little stiff and refusing to see the other side of a situation? Whatever. Your back pain, shoulder pain. Do you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders? And hello, I know that. Stress. If you're in stressful environments, learn to say no and walk away, because our cells harbor that. Okay, if you're in a toxic environment, get out. It will do amazing things for your pain that you will only understand after you experience it. Don't delay. No more excuses, okay? All right, so are you getting enough rest, proper sleep, grounding? Hello, walk outside, that beautiful soft wet grass with your bare feet. Okay, let the earth and the electrical impulse, we're electrical beings, let that take it away. What else is good for pain? Laughter. Yeah, all these little things you don't think about. How many of you are actually laughing and enjoying time with friends? And if you don't have any friends, watch a funny movie or, whatever you need to do. Laughter. Guess what else helps pain? Tears. That release. Letting it, whatever it is, go. Okay? So stretching, exercise, walk a little when you're going out. Also things you can do, joint pain and inflammation is really, so your joints hold your bones and your muscles basically helps connect them together. So you want to rebuild your muscle tissue and bone density. Okay, so look up ways that, or, you know, watch YouTube videos or but figure out ways that work for you in your life. Get a good health coach, whatever. Okay, I mentioned heating pad. Don't do that. Okay. I want to bring up Dr. John Sarno. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I believe the book, which is also an audio book, is called The Divided Mind. Dr. John Sarno. It's been many years since I read it, and I'm glad I remembered the name, but he is healing people from chronic back pain, like decades worth, with 0 drugs. So you might want to check that out if you want to learn more about the pain, inflammation being one chronic, the one, sorry, I haven't, this is still full. I really should do this at night. The one common denominator of all pain being inflammation and other ways to combat it. Raymond Francis is his name. Beyondhealth.com is where you can find that. In fact, I think the book Never Be Sick Again and Never Be Fat Again, they're like $15. And I'm not sure if he finished his cancer book, but okay, so greens and juicing. And if you can't get greens or you don't have the time or whatever, there actually are a few good green supplements in their live raw form, probiotics, things like that. And also heavy metals, okay, fluoride, arsenic, things like that. Again, you want to reduce these things. And again, heavy metals, the fucoidan, the seaweed is really good for that, and so is cilantro. So, I think that's all I can think about right this second of how you can reduce your joint pain and inflammation naturally. Oh shit, dude, I missed the biggest. So sorry. Okay, when all else fails, or if you want to use it complementary, cannabis oil. Okay, so you can either take like the RSO, and I've showed before these little syringes, which 1 gram here lasts, probably 10 days to 2 weeks. Take a little, like half a grain or a grain of rice size on your tongue every night before bed. Or cannabis paste, which I make myself, and that's with coconut oil. There is a video on my channel when I was making it over a wood stove and going over the procedure. Now, the cannabis paste, I don't strain. It's just a paste that I'll put with my food or just stick it in my mouth before bed, or you can strain it and then put the coconut oil stuff in the capsules. I just like the natural form, and it's not the best tasting, honestly, but mix it in date balls or soup or whatever. But really, do you want to get well, just frickin' eat it. Will I get high? Listen to my other video, my cannabis oil 1-year testimony, and there was one before that. But yeah, and I do want to say this, okay, smoking it's not going to reduce major pain in any way. I know, okay, I smoked, it didn't help. I still ended up in the hospital. I also was using CBD and super high, and that did not work. I was still in constant pain. I still ended up in the hospital twice. And then the full extract oil or paste, which is with the, the stem, the flower, the leaves, all of it together. Perfect. Again, Mother Nature in her full form is a little bit smarter than man. So give her a chance. Really, magic happens. And if you have been following my journey and, knew where I was 2 years ago or even 1 year ago, did you ever think that I would be doing videos and completing coherent sentences and walking and talking and building and working again? Yeah, me neither. Okay, and healthy oils too. I forgot to mention that. When I say healthy oils, I mean not canola, by the way. If you're into canola, ask yourself, what is a canola? Oh, there is no such thing, okay? It stands for Canada, Ola. It's the there is no such thing as a Canada oil plant, and it's actually from the rapeseed plant that, anyways, so it's toxic and you don't want that. And vegetable oils are absolutely horrible and super processed. So healthy oils, whether it's a unrefined, cold pressed, extra virgin, darker the color, or coconut oil, cold pressed, unrefined. Yeah, and so add that again if you want to, have your medicinal coffee. Put a little coconut oil in with the cinnamon and see what happens. But little baby steps at a time, and I guarantee. I used to be an 8 to 10 every day. Now a 3 is a bad day. For reals. So there you go. I hope that helped. Did I cover everything? I hope so. Okay, have a good day. Bye.